What if I told you that the biggest threat to your peace, your finances, and even your health after 60 isn't age, it's not illness, or even loneliness. It's the wrong woman who sees you as an opportunity rather than a partner. At our age, mistakes in love don't just hurt the heart, they can empty your bank account and steal years off your life. I'm not here to make you fearful. Love after 60 can be a sweet, beautiful chapter, but it also carries risks we never faced when we were younger. I used to think sincerity was enough, but I learned, sometimes the hard way, that some women's presence comes at an unimaginable price. Dating after 60 is a crossroads. Welcome back to Journey After 60. Today, I'm going to uncover 3 types of women that could cost you peace, money, and health, and how to spot them before they take a toll. If you're ready to navigate the dating world with clarity, wisdom, and confidence, this video is for you. Take a moment to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss advice that helps you date smarter, safer, and happier. Are you ready to learn how to protect yourself while still staying open to love? Because what we're about to discuss could save you from making the most expensive mistakes of your life. Number 1. The energy vampire. Women who drain your life force. Some women, no matter how charming at first, have a way of leaving you feeling exhausted rather than energized. These are the women whose drama, complaints, or constant need for attention slowly sap your emotional and mental energy. They might appear sweet, supportive, or fun initially, but over time, you notice that interactions with them leave you tense, anxious, or depleted. An energy vampire doesn't just affect your mood, they affect your overall well-being. Your peace of mind starts to erode, your patience wears thin, and even your physical health can feel the strain from constant emotional turbulence. The key warning sign: if you consistently feel drained after spending time with her rather than uplifted, that's a major red flag. True companionship should leave you feeling seen, respected, and energized, not like you've just run a marathon through someone else's unresolved drama. The ancient Chinese philosophy of Tao speaks about the balance of giving and receiving energy in relationships. When this balance is severely disrupted, when one person constantly takes while the other constantly gives, it creates what Taoists call spiritual depletion. The giver becomes weaker while the taker becomes more demanding. What makes energy vampires particularly dangerous for men over 60 is that we're often in a vulnerable state, perhaps recently widowed, divorced, or simply lonely after years of focusing on work and family. We have a deep desire to be needed, to feel useful, to make someone happy. Energy vampires instinctively recognize this vulnerability and exploit it. Dr. Judith Orloff's research on emotional vampires reveals that these individuals often display specific patterns. They're charming initially, but become increasingly needy and demanding. They create constant crises that require your attention and energy. They're never satisfied with your efforts to help or please them. And most dangerously, they make you responsible for their emotional well-being. The warning signs are clear once you know what to look for. Does she contact you multiple times daily with various dramas? Does every conversation revolve around her problems and needs? Do you feel exhausted after spending time with her, rather than energized? Does she become upset when you're not immediately available? Does she make you feel guilty for having your own life and interests? Pay attention to how you feel after spending time with a woman you're dating. Healthy relationships should leave you feeling good about yourself and energized about life. If you consistently feel drained, worried, or somehow diminished after interactions, you may be dealing with an energy vampire. Number 2. The financial predator. Women who target your resources. Last year, I received a phone call that still haunts me. Not to a business failure or medical emergency, but to a woman named Patricia, who had systematically, skillfully, and almost lovingly drained my savings over the course of 18 months. I thought I was being generous to someone I loved. I never realized I was being played by a professional. I had encountered what I call a financial predator, a woman who specializes in identifying and exploiting financially comfortable older men. What made my story particularly tragic was how intelligent and careful I normally was with money. I'd built a successful engineering firm, saved diligently for retirement, and never made impulsive financial decisions. But Patricia had used sophisticated psychological techniques that bypassed my logical mind and appealed directly to my emotions, my desire to be needed, and my masculine instinct to provide and protect. The ancient Roman philosopher Seneca warned, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." Financial predators understand this wisdom in reverse. They know that men who've recently experienced loss or transition are most vulnerable to their approaches. They target widowers, recent divorcees, and men who are lonely or seeking new purpose in retirement. Patricia's approach was masterful in its subtlety. She never asked me for money directly. Instead, she shared carefully crafted stories about her financial struggles, her ex-husband's failure to pay alimony, unexpected medical bills, her grown daughter's college expenses. She presented these not as requests for help, but as vulnerabilities she was sharing with someone she trusted. She made me feel like a hero for offering to help. But here's where financial predators differ from obvious gold diggers. They often appear financially independent initially. Patricia had a job, her own apartment, and seemed to be managing fine. This initial appearance of independence was crucial because it lowered my defenses. I wasn't worried about a gold digger. I thought I was helping someone temporarily overwhelmed by circumstances. The predator carefully observes the target's response and gradually escalates if they detect generosity. They create artificial urgency around financial needs and always have plausible explanations for their continued problems. Patricia's financial problems were always urgent but never resolved, despite my help. Her explanations for needing money often changed or didn't quite add up. She was reluctant to show documentation of the problems she claimed to have. She became upset or emotional when I asked questions about how my money was being used. And most telling, her financial needs always seemed to increase rather than decrease despite my assistance. So, never provide financial assistance to someone you've known for less than a year. If someone truly loves you, they'll understand your need to be cautious with resources you've spent decades building. Be wary of anyone whose financial problems are always urgent but never resolved. Trust your family and friends if they express concerns about someone new in your life. They may see things you're missing because of emotional involvement. I had to sell my home and significantly downsize my lifestyle. But perhaps more devastating has been the emotional recovery, learning to trust again while maintaining appropriate boundaries. My experience illustrates how financial predators don't just steal money, they steal peace of mind, family relationships, and self-confidence. Have you ever encountered someone in your life who seemed charming at first but later raised red flags around money? Share your experience in the comments. I want to hear your story. The cruel irony is that our generosity, one of our finest qualities as mature men, becomes the weapon used against us. We'll explore another works hand in hand with another form of abuse that can be equally devastating to your health and well-being. Number 3. The Drama Queen. Women who turn peace into chaos. Not every challenge in dating comes from money or energy. Sometimes it's the relentless swirl of drama that quietly erodes your peace, health, and sanity. I call her the Drama Queen. A woman whose presence brings constant tension, unpredictable conflicts, and emotional roller coasters that leave you mentally and physically exhausted. At first, it might feel exciting, passionate arguments, high highs, and intense emotions. But over time, the constant volatility wears you down. Sleep becomes restless, stress hormones spike, and even simple decisions feel heavy with anxiety. What should be companionship turns into emotional labor. The Drama Queen thrives on attention, validation, and the chaos she creates. And if unchecked, her influence can ripple through your finances, friendships, and even family relationships. The ancient Greek concept of catharsis, the purging of emotions through dramatic experience, was meant to be a healing process that occurred occasionally in controlled settings, like theater. But drama queens have turned this concept into a daily lifestyle, creating artificial catharsis through manufactured crises, and they need co-stars who will participate in their endless productions. The key warning signs are subtle at first: emotional overreactions to small issues, frequent blame, or turning minor disagreements into crises. Over time, these behaviors compound, transforming what should be a source of joy into a source of constant stress. Men, especially after 60, have earned the right to peace. They've spent decades building stability, routines, and self-respect. Entering a relationship with someone who thrives on drama isn't just exhausting, it can actively undermine the life you've carefully cultivated. Arguments aren't just arguments, they become patterns that reset your nervous system, leaving you on edge long after the conflict ends. What makes drama queens particularly dangerous for men over 60 is that chronic stress at our age can have serious health consequences. Dr. Robert Sapolsky's research on stress and aging shows that prolonged exposure to dramatic conflict can accelerate cognitive decline, weaken the immune system, increase cardiovascular risk, and contribute to depression and anxiety disorders. At our age, we simply cannot afford to live in constant emotional chaos. Does she turn minor inconveniences into major crises? Does she seem to enjoy conflict more than resolution? Is she constantly fighting with service workers, neighbors, or family members? Does every story she tells cast her as the villain and someone else as the victim? Does she expect you to take sides in all her conflicts? Does your stress level increase dramatically when you're around her? Notice how she handles normal life frustrations. Does she call customer service and speak respectfully when there's a problem? Or does she immediately become combative? Does she give people the benefit of the doubt, or does she assume malicious intent? Can she let small annoyances go, or does she ruminate and escalate every minor issue? Protecting your peace is not selfish, it's essential. Avoiding the drama queen doesn't mean avoiding connection or passion. It means prioritizing your emotional health, preserving your calm, and ensuring your golden years are spent with joy, not chaos. At our age, peace isn't just a luxury, it's essential for our health and well-being. A loving partner should add serenity to your life, not chaos. She should help you manage life's inevitable stresses, not create artificial ones for entertainment. As we come to the end of our time together, let me leave you with this wisdom from the ancient Roman philosopher Marcus Aurelius. Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. But I would add this crucial corollary. Very little is needed to destroy a happy life if you allow the wrong person to disrupt your peace, drain your resources, or consume your energy. We've explored 3 types of women who can cost you dearly. The energy vampire, who feeds off your emotional labor while giving nothing back. The financial predator, who systematically targets your resources through manufactured crises and emotional manipulation. And the drama queen, who turns your peaceful existence into a constant battleground of manufactured conflicts. But recognizing these patterns isn't about becoming cynical or closed-hearted. It's about developing the wisdom to distinguish between women who want to share your life and those who want to consume it. It's about protecting what you've worked decades to build, not just your money, but your peace of mind, your health, and the capacity for joy. The men I know who've fallen victim to these types weren't weak or foolish. They were good men with generous hearts who wanted to be needed, to help, to love, and be loved. These are beautiful qualities that shouldn't be suppressed. They should be protected by wisdom and discernment. For those of you still seeking companionship, remember that healthy relationships should enhance your life, not diminish it. A good woman will respect your boundaries, appreciate your generosity without exploiting it, and add peace to your life rather than chaos. She'll be interested in your well-being, not just her own needs. She'll want to preserve and protect what you've built together, not consume it for her own purposes. If this resonated with you, make sure to like, share, and comment below your thoughts or experiences. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss insights that protect your peace, your heart, and your life. It's never too late to choose peace over chaos, authentic love over manipulation, and genuine partnership over exploitation. Thank you for joining me today.